one reason why a person isn't supporting you, if you have a spouse that isn't supporting you, is you've been playing business and you haven't been doing business. You've been spending lots of time and not bringing in any dollars. You've been going to the events, which is great, important. You've been watching all the videos, which is great, it's important. You've been attending all the, courses or whatever is involved in your opportunity. You're spending time away from the family and you're not bringing in any dollars. Now, of course, it's true that you need to plant the seeds to grow your business, and it's going to take time for those seeds to take root. But what I will tell you is, if after a reasonable period of time, you're not generating revenue, you're going to create resentment in the home. You're spending all this time away from the house and you're not creating results. So if you want to get more support, a lot of the support that comes from originally an unsupportive spouse, it comes when the check grows. When the check gets significant, all of a sudden that support starts to show up. So one area where you can create resentment is over a longer period of time not getting results. So you can take charge and sit down with your spouse and say, let me give it 90 days. Let me give it 6 months. Set a time zone and a deadline to put yourself into action to be able to get some support for that period of time. And we'll talk more about that. But that's one particular area of non-support, which is your non-performance. So what's another?
Well, I think one of the reasons the spouse might be not supportive as well is they don't understand the value of network marketing. They don't really understand what you're doing, because it's especially, like you said, Eric, is when you are not producing results, it's hard to show for what exactly you're spending your time for. And that's one of the reasons that your spouse, first of all, they see you spending all this time, but they don't understand what is actually happening. What are you doing? What are the productive activities that are happening inside of the house? They just see you busy, but no results. So that creates the resentment. But on the other side, if they don't really understand what you're doing, that's a lack of communication that needs to happen. You need to explain to your spouse, first of all, why you started doing this. Because if you heard Eric train before, and he said that he's teaching how to tell your story, and in one of the cases might be your spouse doesn't even know your story. So your spouse doesn't know why you're doing network marketing. So if you explain to them, hey, these are the reasons why. Like, let's say you were not happy at your previous job and you were not satisfied, or you were not recognized, or you didn't have that being celebrated inside of the office. You would just tolerate it. And if that happens, of course, you're not happy. But if you don't have this communication, if you don't have that conversation with your spouse, they may not even know what is happening outside of the home. So first of all, explain to your spouse why you're building this business, why it's important for you, how it's going to benefit you as a human being, and how it's going to help and benefit the entire family. And of course, like I said at the beginning, one of the reasons might be they just don't understand what network marketing is. So you might have to sit down with them and explain the benefits of our business. Explain that, because there are so many misconceptions about what we do and what network marketing is. And partially, of course, it's our fault, because we overstate, we underdeliver, and if you don't learn skills necessary, you're not approaching people in a more professional way, and that might be your spouse as well. Maybe you just got so excited the day you heard about the opportunity, you just came home and you just pretty much threw up on them, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. This is what I'm gonna do, this is how it's gonna happen, and your spouse is like, whoa, hold on one second. Let me understand what you're going to do here. So communication gonna be the key.
So we talked about non-supportive. Lack of performance is one reason. Time away from family and creates some resentment. Communication is, or a lack of, is another reason, a big reason. And you're going to hear over and over what helps Maureen and I work together as a couple is a radical commitment to communication, a decision to communicate about everything. And I would say communication's not really it's radical communication. It's
over communication.
It's over communication. It is talk about everything. Here's what some couples do that struggle in this area is they want to protect their spouse or their partner or their kids or whatever. So they don't communicate. They don't communicate their dreams. They don't communicate their hopes. They don't communicate their fears. They don't communicate their doubts. They just put on this act to be the big protector. Guys do this, I think, every bit as much or more than women do this because we want to be the protector. We want to be that strong provider, protector. You know, I don't want my family to worry. I don't want them to stress. I'll take it. Just put it on me. And what I say I've learned this, but my wife would tell you that maybe I haven't learned it like I need to, is if you want to stress out your partner, don't tell them what you're stressed about.
That's right.
Then you'll stress them out like crazy because they'll know. And you say, no, I'm fine. Everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's good at, in the business. Everything's good with all my team. Everything's good with everything. If you stay in that mode, I'm telling you, you're going to stress them out. They're going to freak out. So over communication is really, really a big deal.